Let's talk a bit about XRP. Things are starting to look really interesting, and as I've been saying it for many times now, we might get some big changes in the US within 2 weeks. The end date for the US to present its latest findings will be on July 22nd, unless this would be pushed back. So, what's interesting right now is that we are having a breakout in XRP. Let's see if this develops, but I think it makes quite a lot of sense, and obviously I'm giving this a try, so I want to share this with you. So what you're looking at here is an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, you got a head, left, and a right shoulder, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touch points. If one wanted to, of course, you can tighten it down a little bit, but the key point is this: we're way above this, so this is a breakout for now. Okay. And the way we can figure out the target is from measure from the head up to the neckline. Then we just copy this like that. And you can see we can go up with 19%. Now, what is interesting here is, again, the legislation. What's also interesting is this. So this is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is stuck in a rectangle pattern with a break to 110.73, potentially lifting the price with another 11%. This is obviously very interesting. But also here, this is the first time in a while that we're actually above this trend line. This trend line intersects these two highs plus this one here and this one here. So it's a clear trend line change. And if we connect this with these levels here, then we get a triangle. Now we can measure the base. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to measure the base. The reason for measuring the base is, again, we have most likely big positive political change for crypto within 2 weeks. If it doesn't happen, it will have obviously a very negative effect. But this is what we're looking at right now. So suddenly, maybe that bull market will return. And this is really interesting because this actually gives us some very good risk to reward ratios. Now, as always, when we take in positions, we always are mindful that we will probably be stopped out. So that's the first thing I always look at. So when I take a position, for example, I will risk 1.5, no more than 2% of my money per trade. And so here, for example, ideally, it's still fine to buy now, really. But if we have the most perfect thing, which would be a bit of a correction, and then one needs to determine, okay, so the price is allowed to slip back maybe down here, but we don't really want it to trade much lower than 2.29. So I'm going to work with 2.27 at a level here where it shouldn't be touched. If we have that little pullback now and reach the first target, then your reward ratio is 4.66. But if things go a little bit more crazy and we have some good outcomes over the next 2 weeks, then yeah, maybe we'll push substantially higher. And then suddenly your reward ratio is 11.76. And again, look at here. Bitcoin doesn't have to break out today. It doesn't even look like it wants to break out today. But starts to push higher, than XRP, of course, is going to go much higher. And it's not just this market. There are many more markets that look the same.